Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Nightlight. Step away from the mainstream and gather around as we enlighten the world and our realities and travel this cosmic journey we call life. Join us as we share with you and provide that beacon that can guide us all to a better way. Explore with us as we examine a metaphysical montage of spiritual insights, covering everything from the mundane to the magical, UFOs to unicorns, and everything in between. This is a time of awakening, of sharing and evolving, of spreading our wings and soaring on the cosmic breath of creation. Come and join with other light-minded spirits as we weave our lights together to seek understanding, enlightenment, and with a little luck, some wisdom. This is Nightlight, a reminder that you are never alone.
Welcome to Nightlight, everybody. So glad you could share your time with us. I have a very exciting author with me, but before we even get there, I want to thank Ken Quiethawk for his amazing intro. You can check him out on the internet. He and his wife are native storytellers, and they provide a special kind of magic and way of preserving cosmology and history. One should always be on the lookout for ancient ways that are coming back into the mix, and native storytellers are just a phenomenal group of people. So please check him out, Ken Quiethawk, Native Storytellers. So I have with me today Diana Cooper, and she's the Unicorn Lady, and I have to tell you that her book is exciting and mesmerizing at the same time. Fully of the angelic realms, unicorns live in the seventh dimension, the seventh heaven. These beautiful creatures are aspects of the divine in the same way angels are. While angels work through the heart, unicorns work with the soul and help you to fulfill your pre-life contracts through their energy. In The Wonder of Unicorns, Diana explains ancient myths and legends of these amazing energetic beings from a higher spiritual perspective. Who are they, these seventh dimensional creatures of myth and magic? Well, and where do they stand in the angelic hierarchy, and what is their role with regard to us humans? How can you meet your unicorn and engage with them as an individual? These magical beings of light, absent from the earth for many centuries, are now returning to guide humanity on their spiritual path. Prevalent in the times of Atlantis, unicorns open hearts through bringing in joy, wisdom, and healing. They offer protection and support and inspire us to choose actions for the highest benefit of all. Consciously connecting and working with your unicorn will enable you to raise your energetic level and assist you on your journey to enlightenment. Create a unicorn humming ball, engage in unicorn healing, or join in dream work with your unicorn. Whether aspiring to help the world at large or simply improve a small corner of it, enlightenment seekers can apply the meditations, rituals, ceremonies, and games featured in this book to unleash the great abilities of these elusive spirit guides. With wonderful real-life stories and anecdotes from people who have seen and experienced unicorns firsthand. Diana is a world-renowned spiritual teacher, healer, and best-selling author of a slew of books, meditation CDs, and card decks. She is the founder of the Diana Cooper School, a nonprofit organization that offers certified spiritual teaching courses throughout the world. She is an amazing lady with an amazing gift, and we are so honored to have her here today with us. Welcome to the show, Diana.
Hello. Thank you for that incredible introduction. And yes, unicorns are here to help us now. They are known as the purest of the pure because most people see them as pure white horses, though of course they can appear in any shape and any color that they want to impress on you. They have an incredibly high frequency. They are seventh dimensional and above, and more of the very high frequency unicorns are coming to Earth now as our frequency on the planet rises. I mean, we think of them as ascended horses, but actually they're so much more than that. Unicorn energy is so incredibly high. It's like a force of light that spreads through the universes. They are one of the highest frequency forces operating in the universe, and they've come to help us now as our frequency is rising as we approach the new golden age. So they have a lot of work to do. And when they first came to me, they said they were looking for people with a light on over their head, people that were in service. And then as time progressed and more unicorns were coming to Earth, they were connecting with anybody that was ready and open to allow them to connect. Because, of course, they want to help us. They want to help the planet through us. And they are making a massive difference. Right now, more and more people are becoming fifth dimensional. Now, unicorns can't reach into the third dimension. That's too low. But they can reach in and touch people when they're fifth dimensional. And so when you're fifth dimensional with your 12 chakras open, your unicorn will come to you. And they will want to. People say to me, well, how do I connect with my unicorn? And the answer is you only have to think about a unicorn or an angel or any being of the spiritual realms, and it is with you. It's right with you the moment you send a thought out. I had an interesting experience a few years ago. I was just going for a walk, and I saw a child throw his unicorn toy out of his pram. And the mother bent to pick it up, and as she gave it back and said, here's your unicorn, there was a flash of white light. And I thought, wow, that's just amazing. She only had to say unicorn, and a unicorn had arrived to touch her and the child. I mean, isn't that awesome? Isn't that amazing? All she did was mention it. Yeah, I mean, it is really, isn't it? And you can just ask. And I think then it's possibly the most difficult thing for a lot of people. You have to absolutely trust that your unicorn is there. Now, your unicorn can help you in so many ways. They raise your frequency and they help to hold it high. This is one way that they kept the frequency so high in the golden era of Atlantis. They all were connected to their unicorns, and the unicorns helped to keep their frequency at a fifth dimensional level so that that extraordinary golden era of Atlantis could continue. They can heal you. Any being of the seventh dimension and above can heal. But unicorns are really special because they have this horn of light coming from their third eye. It's usually known as a horn of enlightenment. It's actually just pure light and healing energy. And they can touch you with it, And how it works when they give you healing is they raise your frequency above the frequency of the disease. And of course, if you raise your frequency higher than a problem or a situation or a disease, it has to disappear. And so that's how they work with you to help you. They will also touch you directly. So they might, if you're having a problem with a relationship, they might just touch your heart center with their horn of light, and your heart center will just open that little bit more, and it will allow something to shift within the relationship. Awesome. They also work with the third eye. As you know, when we incarnate, we go through the veil of amnesia. We forget who we are. We forget our divine essence, our amazing soul journey. And we have what's known as veils of illusion across our third eye. And these veils of illusion are what stop us remembering. And the unicorns are the absolute best way of starting to remove and release those veils of illusion. They literally can help you to take each one back a bit. They're like curtains. You might have pulled one back a little bit, but there's another one still across your third eye. But they will help you so that more and more you perceive the highest perspective, and that is enlightenment. When you see everything from a divine perspective, you are enlightened. And so they will help you to look for the divine perspective, to see the good in someone that you thought was awful. They will actually help you to see that person differently so that you have an enlightened perspective on that person or that situation. And I try not to turn the television on these days, but when I do, there's usually something horrible happening in a part of the world or to somebody. They love to focus on those things. And the unicorns will help you rise up so that you can send light through them to that situation and ask them to raise the frequency there, and they will help you to see the whole thing from another perspective. Because everything that's happening, especially right now, when the entire planet is moving from a third dimensional planet to a fifth dimensional planet in the space of 20 years, which is extraordinary and unique, the most significant and important time there has ever been in the history of the planet, they are helping us to do this. And without their help, it would be much more difficult. But every single thing that's happening is a progression towards the new golden age that we're moving towards. And it's quite amazing what's gone on. 2 years ago, I was thinking, how on earth are we going to fulfill the predictions I was given before 2012 about what was going to happen during this 20-year period and beyond? And then suddenly we had COVID. And of course, COVID was a wake-up call for humanity. Millions of people literally woke up spiritually because of it. It was an upgrade program. People who had the Delta variant, as they coughed out their stuff, the unicorns were helping them, and that was helping their heart centers to open and rise to another level. And the Omicron type, which every time you say Omicron, of course you're saying Om and you're calling in the divine energy, and that was about clearing the mental body. So all these awful things that appear to be happening when we look at them with third dimensional eyes, when we look at it with a higher perspective, every single thing has happened for a purpose. And I know that if you've had a loved one who's passed through COVID, or if you've been very ill and you've still got that illness with you, it's very hard to see this. But I know you know this, and I'm sure all your listeners do. You cannot die unless it's your time to go. Painful as it may be, horrible as it is for the people that are left behind, but every single person that passed over through COVID took with them some of the old energy on Earth. That was their service offering, and they took that with them in order to help the entire planet move to a new frequency and prepare us for 2032. So, if a unicorn comes to you, it touches you with qualities of love, peace, calm, gentleness, hope, majesty, caring, magic and mystery. And they come to you when you're ready to develop these qualities. So you might just say to the universe, I'd love a unicorn to come to me to help me to bring harmlessness into my life, because that's a very, very high frequency quality. And if you are harmless, you radiate a pure white aura of calm, and you are totally safe. If you are harmless, nothing and no one can touch you or hurt you. If you have that pure energy of harmlessness around you, you can walk through a battlefield. You can walk through a den of lions, and you will be untouched because you carry that very high frequency quality. I don't claim to have it. It's something that the unicorns are working with to help humanity rise into that possibility in the future. So angels work with the wishes of the heart. Now, you said this in your introduction. Unicorns work with your soul. So they bring your soul desires to fruition. They bring the desires that give you soul contentment. They help to bring those into your life. Anything that makes you feel fulfilled at a soul level, the unicorns will help you with. They will also help you with soul healing. Now, this is not about physical healing. This is about healing who you are, your incredible long journey. Every single person listening to this has been on a enormously long journey through eons, through different dimensions, different universes, different planets, many, many experiences, picked up all sorts of understandings, knowledge, wisdom, gifts, talents, and also lower stuff that we've experienced. And if we have something that's stuck because of a past life when something happened and we haven't let it go, we can ask the unicorns to help us let it go. So how do we know that we've got something that it's time to release? Well, we look at our lives. If there's anything in your life that you want to change, that you feel held back, that perhaps you don't have the abundance you would like to have, perhaps you don't have the love, the friendships, the gifts, the healing powers, whatever it is, your unicorn to help you to heal your soul trajectory, the pathway your soul has taken over millions of years, and to find what it is and to start dissolving it. You can also help yourself, of course, by watching your thoughts. We come in with our beliefs, our programming. And then, of course, we get more programming when we're children from our parents, from our teachers, from everybody around us, from life. And those beliefs, that programming, creates every single thing in our life. We create our own lives 100%. And when we recognize that, then we are on the journey to mastery, and the unicorns will help us with this and help us to take away that old programming. I use the Ho'oponopono, which I think is very, very powerful. In fact, I wrote about it in my last newsletter. And since I've been using it, I feel that my energy fields have cleared dramatically. And what you do is, every time a thought comes up, you just say, I'm sorry. Now, you're saying sorry not to yourself, not to another person, but to the divine within you, your own monad. And this is why your unicorns can help you with this. So you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Now, when you say, please forgive me, for holding on to that belief or that bit of programming that has created something that you don't want in your life, that has allowed you to have that thought about somebody or about yourself, then the divine part of you, your monad, can help to dissolve it. The divine can do anything. And the unicorn, purest of the pure energy, works with it. So then you say, thank you. And when you say thank you, and you say thank you to the divine within you, and whatever is within us is external too, then you attract goodness, you attract abundance, you attract amazing things. And then you say, I love you. And that's amazing too, because you are affirming your love. So the unicorns help you with that. And when you recognize that you create 100% of every single thing in your life, you can start to change it into what you really want. Things that give you joy, things that give you abundance, happiness, love, all the things that you want, creativity, success, anything that you want, then it happens. Now, unicorns also carry the highest frequency of Christ light. Now, Christ light is a divine ray. It leaves source, it's pure love. It leaves source as the purest white ray. And then as it steps down through the frequency bands, it adds a little bit of gold, so it becomes white gold, then it becomes gold white, and then it becomes gold. And many of us experience the Christ light as a golden energy. But the unicorns can step it down and touch you with it at any level. And it is pure divine love, pure source love. And so when you live in that energy, something can shift in your life, your heart, in the way you enjoy every moment of your life. So I feel that when we work with the unicorns and also all the other angelic beings, the angels, the archangels, the dragons that are fully of the angelic realms, then magic can happen in our lives. My second unicorn book is called The Magic of Unicorns for that reason. They are so special and they can make magic happen. And magic is only the application of spiritual law so that something that's beyond our conception and understanding can happen. I'd like to say a little bit about selenite. It's such an easy to obtain crystal, and it's very connected to the unicorns. And what I do is I have lots of big bits, but I also have lots of little bits, and I put them above the door lintels and in places like that. So anybody walking through that door is showered with a touch of unicorn energy, and it just touches them without them even being aware of it. I'd like to tell you a story about a unicorn humming ball. Now, a humming ball is when you explain how you do it. You rub your hands together, and that's just to energize them, get the feeling of it. And then you bring them close together. Then you focus on the unicorns. And you imagine that as you hum, a pure white ball is appearing in between your hands. And this is pure unicorn energy. Now, I was giving a lecture some years ago, and there was I got everybody to make a humming ball, and then I asked them just to send that humming ball to somebody. And a year later, this young man came back, and he told me this story. His mother had been in depression ever since her other son had died. She hadn't left the house. She just sat there crying and in gloom all the time. And it was well over a year, and they were very concerned about her. So he sent his unicorn humming ball to her. She was sitting in the kitchen, and of course she didn't know this was happening, but she saw this ball coming through the wall of the kitchen, and it hit her in the heart. And she felt this incredible pain, and then it was all taken away, and she was completely better. And this young man said to me, I had to come back and tell you about this, because that unicorn lifted the energy totally of depression, the grief totally out of my mother, and she was able to get on with her life. So perhaps you would like to make quickly a unicorn ball now. Rub your hands together, just let them feel warm and hot, and then bring your hands closer together until you feel a kind of slight buzzing or an energy, and then going to hum. Now you can hum with me if you want, or just let the hum happen. And as you do so, just imagine pure white unicorn light filling the ball, and be aware of the presence of your unicorn with you. May feel your hands tingling even more. You're sitting holding a ball of unicorn energy. It's full of healing energy and light. And now close your eyes if you can, but not obviously if you're driving, and send that ball of light to somebody. Just see it touching their heart and going right into their heart. And know that as you have sent that ball thinking about somebody else, you have received a blessing from your unicorn, because unicorns give blessings. They literally pour sparkling white light full of their energy over you. And you might at this moment be receiving a shower of unicorn blessings. So just take a moment and see if you can sense it happening for you. So now, how about if we just do a little exercise to meet your unicorn? Now your unicorn stays with you. It loves you. It is very connected with you. Its heart is connected to your heart, and it's always there to help you. And so, if you visualize pure white light around you, just do it now. Just imagine, sense or see pure, shimmering white light around you so that only unicorn energy can enter. So you're sitting in this ball of white light. Breathe in love. Breathe out peace. In love. Out peace. And a third time. In love. Out peace. And in your inner world, you're by a beautiful in the moonlight. It's totally safe. You're listening to the sounds, the trees just faintly rustling, the water of the lake softly rippling, and a pure white light appears. And that pure white light is in front of you. And out of it steps your unicorn, magnificent, maybe white, maybe another color. Its horn may be white or gold or silver or something different. But it's lighting you up with its glow. And then it's touching your heart with its horn of light. And a flame of pure white love is lighting up in your heart. And now your unicorn is bending its head and touching your third eye, the center of your forehead. You may feel it. It's lighting up your third eye. And it may tell you its name. It may have a message for you now. And then thank your unicorn. Know that it will come to you whenever you ask it. And just watch it float away into the higher dimensions. So I hope you felt something. If you didn't, then trust. Just simply know that your unicorn was with you and has touched you. And something can change within you. Because if a unicorn comes to you, something has to change. They are so beautiful and so powerful, inevitably something shifts within you. Now, I have a little exercise that I sometimes do when I go out walking with my dogs every day. Don't do this every day, but I quite often do it. If I see a pebble, say a white pebble, but any pebble will do, I'll pick it up and I'll hold it in my hand and I'll ask the unicorns to bless that pebble. And as I walk, I think about the qualities I would like that pebble to hold. And of course you can do this with a crystal anytime. And it may be peace. And so I'll think about peace, and I'll think about the unicorns putting peace into that pebble. And then I'll leave it somewhere, maybe outside of school, outside a house with teenagers, just somewhere, and I'll know that that pebble is radiating unicorn energy. People will be able to pick that energy up, and they'll be touched by it. Whether they know it or not, it'll be raising their frequency and help them in this journey that we're going through now. Because, as you may know, a cosmic eon ended in 2012. It was the end of 10, a cycle of 10, 260, 26,000 years. So it was an end of a 260,000 year cosmic era. Awesome, the era of Atlantis. And we then have 20 years between 2012 and 2032 to move our entire planet into the fifth dimension. Now the planet will be fifth dimensional whether we're there or not. And people that are fifth dimensional or at the upper level of the fourth dimension will remain on the planet for the new golden age. And awesome things are happening cosmically in 2032, which will enable us to step fully into a time of international peace and cooperation. And that is going to change the planet in an incredible way. And the unicorns are helping us to reach that period. Now, I know that I've talked non-stop, and maybe, Barbara, you would like to ask a question or make a comment.
Absolutely. I think that...
Hello, Barbara, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You've certainly answered most of the questions that I had and did it beautifully. Thank her for all of her information. It's almost like the universe is saying that's enough to give the universe and have everybody work with the material she's given us because it's been beautiful. And I do thank her. I don't know if she can hear me, but I do thank her for all of the magic that she has shared with us tonight. And I will end the show and thank everybody for being here. It's been an amazing, magical pleasure to have her a part of our show. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will talk to you and get back to you at a later date. Actually, tomorrow night Mark has the show, so please do check us out then. Good night now, everybody.